In November of 1919, the Treaty of Versailles was signed in France, just outside of Paris. And it's this treaty that created the relationship between Germany and Austria, and then the powers that had won World War I. And the results are manyfold. But one is that the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Germany, the Ottoman Empire are really broken apart, and many new countries are developed where ideas of nationalism had created fissures. So places like Poland or Czechoslovakia or Yugoslavia created kind of giving a territory to people of Slavic descent, a problem of which is that they aren't necessarily all the same and they don't necessarily all get along. By and large, Germany shared the brunt of the responsibility for World War I. And if you look here, I've got some of the terms that Germany has to sign. And in some ways, it's kind of like barrel to the head, right? They don't have an option but to sign this, which is what leads many people to call this a dictated peace, right? One in which they don't have any say. Germany's not allowed to have a standing army. If you take a look at the map on the next slide here, you'll see how the territory of Germany changes. You'll also see where Alsace-Lorraine is. It's a boundary territory kind of between France and Germany, given to France. Part of Prussia that Germany had been given post-Napoleon is given to Poland. Germany's colonies in Africa and Asia are taken, ostensibly opening the sphere of influence to other European powers. The area around the Rhine River, which is a huge source of industry, is demilitarized. Troops aren't allowed to be there. And probably the biggest kick in the gut is that the Germans are forced to pay $33 billion in reparations to the Allies, a sum which is honestly impossible in the best of times, but considering the fact that Germany had lost a huge chunk of its population, that many of its cities are destroyed, that its industry is gone, it's going to be impossible to pay. And indeed, it's not until the 1980s that Germany even pays it. Take a look at the map on the next slide. Kind of see how Germany itself changes, how it's reshaped, and think about why that might create a certain sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess retaliation among the minds of Germans.